Hello, and welcome to the channel. My name's Teeter, and today I'm going to walk you through how to start playing split controls in Brave Escape. So if you didn't already know, instead of needing a friend to join you when playing Brave Escape, at the bottom there's an option to share a controller if you haven't plugged in. PlayStation controller, Xbox controller, whatever. If you hit triangle, it'll split your controller in half vertically. So on one side of the controller you will control Colin, and on the other side of the controller you will control Floyd. Roseness or Rosiness on Twitch is one of the developers. He actually has a guide up on Steam that kind of shows a basic walkthrough of the controls and some level completions. But I'm going to kind of walk you through the mentality of it a little bit as far as I can tell in my couple hours of attempting it. I've made it through the entirety of the first world and about halfway through the jungle before starting this recording. So hopefully we can have some fun. But yeah, so I'm going to do the standard setting, which is Colin on the left side and Floyd on the right. Let's dive on in. We're skipping the cutscene, so sorry. Right, so here we are in the first cave. I have my controller overlay probably blocking the characters at the bottom, but hopefully that's not the case for very long. Right, so on the left, I'll move Floyd out of the way here. On the left side of the controller, you'll see that as I move my stick around on the left, that moves Colin. And if I hold or tap the left bumper, Colin will, or left trigger rather, Colin will jump. Sorry, on the PlayStation they're called L1 and L2 respectively. But anyway, so Colin's on the left side. You jump with the bumper. You're a bumper jumper, even though, again, it's a trigger. And if you approach a ledge and you need to put your rope down, that's going to be on the left bumper. Conversely, on the right side, if I move around, you'll see I'm moving Floyd. If I press the right trigger, I will jump with Floyd. And if I hold down on the D-pad, he'll turn into his little boost pad. So you can use that to your advantage to boost Colin around. Now, one of the more common things you'll see as you progress through the levels is you don't actually have to control the characters together a lot of the time. Like if it's really hard for you to control both characters, outside of getting some of the secrets, you can kind of just control one character at a time, especially when you're just getting started. Because before you have some experience playing, it's kind of hard to separate your brain and your hands between the different characters. Now you'll see that it shows on the right, left or right, pressing up to climb the rope. That's all you have to do. There isn't actually a grab button for the rope by default in this. It's just pressing up on your respective stick, and that works for Colin too. If I just press up on the left stick, up on the right stick. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you hold up and try to jump off of the rope, you can get stuck on the rope, or like if you're trying to navigate to the top and jump off quickly. If you're still holding up, you can get stuck on the rope. I've had that happen quite a few times. It is infuriating, but it's how the controls work. So just like in a level like this, if you control Floyd first, you can place a platform down, use that to get Colin up, climb the rope with Floyd, and then do it again. Place a rope, control Floyd to climb the rope. Now I'm doing this somewhat smoothly because, again, I've had some practice with this, but these levels were not really easy to do before I had some practice. And something like getting this secret definitely, I bet even now, won't be easy for me. But on the right hand, I'm going to hold over to the right and press the right trigger to jump. I'm going to hold it to do a pretty big jump. And then on the left hand, I have to press the left bumper to pick up the rope, turn, and place it. I don't want to overwalk with Colin or I'll fall into the spikes. And I need to make sure with Floyd that I remember to grab the rope. So let's give that a go. And you'll see that I managed to not do it. Because yeah, it is rather difficult to separate the hands and remember your motions. But I promise you, if this is something that piques your interest, it's definitely possible to do. And it is a pretty good amount of fun. I forgot to jump with Floyd there. I will get this secret. I don't think I'm going to try, or this collectible, I don't think I'm going to try to do that for most of them, just because it's going to take us a really long time to get through all of them if I were to do that. But I just wanted to kind of show that it is possible. All right, again, I jump with the right hand, I collect with the left hand, turn and place down, and try to press up on the right hand. Do I have all that? Let's find out. Hey, perfect. So again, I'm going to press to the left, we'll jump on the right hand, I'll pick up with the left hand and place down with the left hand, and then hopefully grab up on the rope with the right hand. I forgot to jump. Oh well. Well, anyway, we saw that it's mostly possible. If I could get my brain functioning. I'm recording this at almost 2 in the morning, which is kind of my prime time. But anyway, that just kind of shows that it's possible. And the entire game, as far as I'm aware, is possible with solo controls or split controls. Your mileage may vary based on yourself, you know, your own limitations. Here's the first secret level, by the way. For those who don't know, the little horizontal slits in the wall indicate where the secret levels are, and frankly, I don't think I actually want to try doing a secret level by myself, but we certainly can try. Oh, this is me getting stuck on the rope like I was mentioning before. Oh, it's happening again. Okay, we're gonna have to redo this. One of the most common movements you'll do as the pair, as you might have seen me do twice just now, is boosting Colin into placing a rope. That's a very common movement just throughout the game as a whole, but especially so in these secret levels. There's a lot of quick movements like that you have to do. Thankfully, once you kind of get the motion down in your hands, it stays pretty much the same throughout the whole game. I think I was a little slow here. But yeah, so that movement where if you look on the controller, you control both characters kind of together, press down on the right stick and immediately hit left trigger. You can launch Colin pretty much instantly if you just get used to that motion. And then once you've launched Colin, you normally control him. And in this case, we're controlling him to the left, and we're looking to move and put a rope down. So all together, it looks like that. Again, you move to the side, press down on the right stick, and hold left to jump. And then you just navigate with Colin and tap the bumper to place a rope. We're doing that all throughout this room, so I'll show you here. We'll place the rope, we'll get on this double button together, and then again, we're gonna fall. I'm gonna move both characters to the right. I'll collapse into the bouncer with Floyd. We'll bounce Colin up, we'll try to place the rope and get on the rope together before that razor can come back to us. And I forgot the ropes, so we're gonna get squished here. But that's the movement, and you happen to see that a lot throughout the entire game, let alone these secret levels. And I'm honestly doing this in the wrong order here. But if you can get this movement down early on, you can set yourself up for some pretty good navigation later on. I'm gonna do it again here real quick. Oh, I held down on the stick too much. We were pretty much there. But yeah, you can see that it's possible by yourself. Definitely not the cleanest thing, at least if you're me. But it is doable, which is very fun. We'll keep going through the first area here, so if this video is however long, that's why. But that's kind of the whole gist of everything. It's just a matter of getting your head wrapped around the timing of stuff, controlling 2 characters, and those basic movement algorithms that allow you to kind of mindlessly do certain controls. Because again, that boosting with Floyd and launching Colin and getting onto a rope is a very common movement you have to do throughout the game. And actually, I kind of screwed it up there, but that's okay. Get Floyd ahead of Colin, launch Colin, put a rope, get them both on the rope. So this is just a double jump, a push to the right with both, and we just jump onto this platform. And now we have a bit of a scramble. If you want to collect that secret that's at the top, you need to boost with Floyd right before the hazard up here, and launch Colin to the right. Of course, with Floyd, you're going to want to jump to the right as well, but you can pause with Floyd, I guess, and launch Colin separately. We can try that. And then through the bottom on the right there, past the wall where it snakes through that hazard. With the way that this wall falls, you're going to have to hop underneath that top hazard and above that little lump on the side there to get to the edge of that platform so that you can boost Colin to that little jutting rock on the far right. So if you don't have good timing here, I don't think you can get the secret, but let's give it a go. Don't forget your rope. And I launched Colin straight into the ceiling. But having a game plan's half the battle. The other half, of course, is executing on it, which I failed to do just there. But thankfully, it is definitely possible to do. I will try to do this first secret level, but I will not be walking through all 5 by myself, unfortunately, just because I don't have the chops to do it. But I assure you that you can. And if you are up for the challenge, by all means, do give it a go. My poor brain just can't seem to handle it. But I was told that I was one of the first non-dev people to even attempt playing split controls because I was doing it on stream, primarily for a dare drop, but also just because it ended up being kind of fun and demoralizing, but fun along nonetheless. And this feels like it's gonna be too late. Let's see. Oh, yep, got squished. Now, one thing I've noticed playing as Colin, I'm primarily a Floyd player when I play with friends, but I've noticed with Colin, you can actually place the ropes down as you approach the walls. You don't actually have to be like above them. Like right there, I was still kind of going into the wall, and I was able to place the rope down. So when it comes to some of these movements, that's actually really good to be able to do. Oh, I doubted myself. I would pause and then show you me completing this, but frankly, I don't know when that will be. We're just gonna ride the wave all the way. This feels like I'm too late already. Let's find out. Oh yeah. So the timing of the saw blade, in a lot of cases, you can kind of eyeball how much time it's going to take for you to get somewhere. Like, for example, how long it takes me to fall to the ground. And we want to have Colin launching toward the platform in the beginning here as the saw blade's beginning to move away, because by the time he gets there, it will be free to land on and it will allow for the most time to do the rest of the movement. So I know when it's about at that gray piece coming toward me on the ground there, I guess that's a Floyd body part, I know that that's about the right time to start trying to hop down there and do the placement. It's like so. And then I have all the time in the world to get Colin there. Now ideally I would have jumped with both of them under the first iteration there, and we can see why that's the case, because I'm just here too late. But yeah, so it's a matter of getting the timings down. That's kind of how getting through the levels normally goes with a friend or whatever. But by yourself, it's especially important to get the timings down so that you can navigate through the areas quickly. Like here, I missed getting off the rope with Floyd because I was still holding up on the rope. I jumped and then immediately grabbed the rope again. Oh, and I'm all kinds of early here. But yeah, so it's just a matter of recognizing timings and trying to do the same thing as much as possible. Recognizing some of the, like I said, movement algorithms or whatever you want to call it. Oh, why am I getting Floyd stuck so much? This is how I get tilted. But yeah, it's just a matter of just figuring out the timing and your path and everything. This is too... yeah, I'm not even doing the timing I mentioned. Anyway, let's just try to make our way through this level, and then we can talk through some other basic movements as we continue. Whoa. In my mind, I flip the characters a lot. That's one kind of thing I'll always have trouble with in these levels that require more precise movements. I just move both characters kind of opposite where they need to go. Got the rope. I mean, I didn't forget it, I just missed it. Maybe it could be salvaged? No, it can't. But yeah, I wish I had in my overlay, I wish I had kind of like split Colin Floyd graphics. Unfortunately, I don't even remember how I set up the graphic I have, so I can't swap it out with Brave Escape specific graphics. But I wish I could, because that'd be fun for a video like this, and also for my streams where we play Brave Escape solo. Okay, we got to the rope. That's step one. We'll start our scramble now. Okay, so Colin's there, Floyd's there. I needed to get them both onto that little lip and boost Colin. So it's very possible by yourself if you can navigate the two of them together quickly, which I failed to do. If I don't get this in the next couple of tries, maybe we'll skip this too. But I've kind of demonstrated that it's possible if you can manage to do all of the movements together. And again, you can kind of separate the actions of the characters to a degree. Although on these secret levels, it's a little bit more tight timing. The timing's a little bit more tight. So it's a little bit more difficult to separate the actions of the characters too far. So for example, here I'm moving both of the characters off the button because that's what makes the button fall. And then you have to get both of the characters through this section in a timely manner, which I'm failing to do. And you kind of do need this button pressed all the way down, or else you're not going to make it across the whole level in time. Oh, and I forgot to grab the rope. Well, I keep thinking I'm pressing up enough when I'm moving over and to the right, but evidently not. Oh, I hit the ceiling there. Alright, we'll give it another like 5 deaths or so, and if I don't get there, well, I suppose it's not meant to be. We need to move on with the tutorial after all. I'm somehow grabbing it with Colin and overshooting it with Floyd. Colin is the adventurer, Floyd is the robot. Okay, maybe one at a time is the way to go there. Oh god. So personally, I've always played the game where I use the directional keys or pads for movement, because I struggle with the dual stick. Oh, is this gonna do it? This is gonna do it. Except I overshot with Floyd again. Oh, goodness me. Alright, maybe 1 or 2 more tries. That was it. That had the writings of it, and I just couldn't, oh, okay. Maybe that's a sign that we should quit and move on. But yeah, so anyway, even though I'm not personally doing a very good job of showing it off, it's evident, or obvious even, that it's very possible to do this as one person. If you're screaming at your screen like, why are you screwing up so much? I am with you. But anyway, back to the normal levels, which are much more forgiving. And again, you can just control one character at a time through most of them. If trying to get through these areas with both of them is proving difficult. It does take longer, but it is possible. And if you get used to moving them both at the same time, well, you can just carry right on. I don't know if you can see that in the top left there. I'll launch myself to it again. But over here is where that slit in the wall is that holds the secret. If you find those throughout the game, that's how you find the secret levels. They're just right in there. But there we go. That was the first one that we saw. I will point out all 5 in this video if we can make it that far. There's another common instance of being able to go into a boost and boost Colin right away. There's another one coming up right here. We have to jump onto this, boost Colin, place a rope. It is a very, very common movement you'll have to do when doing split controls. Gonna happen again here. Well, not really, actually. You can do it here if you want to boost Colin into the secret. You could prime Colin here, go up the rope, and turn into a springboard, and then you can both go up this rope. Secret got, or Ram got. For here, you need a rope in order to get down and hit that button. Now, it is a two-person button, but you really only need to start it with Floyd. That will lift this portion up here for Colin to fall on. And again, we're controlling both characters separately again here. I said again twice. Down into a boost. Press a button. Now you actually need Colin to go through this section. You may also notice that there's another slit here. And that's because this is where the next secret is. Anyway, you can keep Floyd here and stop touching your controller, and the next piece can come through Colin's movement. He can get all through here alone and place a rope up for Floyd to cut through this area. Another rope, and you can see there's a two-person switch down there, so you can, one at a time if you like, bring the characters down to press the button. And the shaking of the world shows this locked in place, so again, you can do this leisurely, one character at a time, not forgetting the rope, and you can leave the level. This is just normal jump. I almost boosted. This is a boost jump. You need both characters here to press this down. Now, because the world didn't shake, this is a timed release, so this does not get locked in. To get that secret, you need to boost Colin right as you get underneath that corner over there. So I'm going to move Floyd ever so slightly ahead of Colin, crouch and boost, and then down here is another boost. And if you get there fast enough, you can place the rope down in order to rope out. So we'll just go ahead and prepare this. Put Floyd ever so slightly in front of Colin. Boost jump. And I overshot the bottom. But you would just boost jump again. As long as you can get Floyd to fall in the right place, you just have to hit down on the right stick, and he will become the springboard. And then for Colin, you just have to make sure that you make the jump. So he's springing, made Colin jump, and I forgot to place the rope, which is the most important part of the whole tossing Colin algorithm. You almost always have to place a rope. We go down and jump, we go down and jump, we place a rope, and we get to it. So there was some character switching there, as opposed to controlling them at the same time. I made sure I focused on Floyd, launched Colin, and then once Colin got the chip and went ding, I made sure I moved Floyd over and got him back in a down position. Once he was down, I focused on Colin till I got the rope down, then I jumped with Floyd. So if you can switch between the characters and kind of do incremental movements with each, you can kind of get through these levels by switching between the two. Or if you can just stack them up like we're doing here and just make the movements kind of duplicated, you can do that. Now, a lot of times when you put a rope down as Colin, you can get on the rope as well to avoid whatever hazard and then control both characters at the same time. I always need to jump and then move in order to not get stuck on the rope. You've probably noticed me getting stuck on the rope a lot. Which is unfortunate, but it's what I do. Oh, I thought I placed the rope down. I was wondering why I didn't climb it. But that's another example of needing to boost Colin to place a rope. So we'll just do that. We'll hop over this as it comes, boost Colin, place the rope, and jump with Floyd. Pretty close timing. So it's hard to tell here, but this is actually another secret level. There used to be just like an extra errant chunk of brick right above where Floyd's head is jumping here. But you can see that there's a little tiny horizontal slit there that indicates the presence of another secret level. So this is, I think, the third one. But we're just gonna let that lie. And then this is just, I think, a jump out of here. You don't even need to boost. So once you get up there and press the button, smooth sailing. This is a boost with a rope. All day. We pick up the rope, we boost right away, and we place another rope for Floyd. I long jumped in place there just to kind of float until I could mosey and get the rope. So if it's easier for you to just, get Floyd out of danger with a big jump and give yourself time to place a rope for him to climb on, then maybe that's one way that you could do that. We'll proceed over here. Now this button doesn't lock in place, so we have to get Colin up there. We'll jump with both characters. We'll do the algorithm that we've been doing this whole time to quickly platform and launch Colin, and then place a rope. In this case, we place the rope right at the exit so that Floyd can come straight out. Another level done. Here, the secret, or the collectible, is just something that you can grab with both characters. So if you fall onto the left block here and just jump, you can actually jump back to the right block. And it's easier to do with both characters because they both trigger the same blocks to fall as they go. And then here it's just group platforming to the end. Nothing special, nothing flashy. This is also group platforming, so I like to stack my characters up pretty much on top of each other, and then try to keep the inputs on the sticks to be about the same. Here you can do a boost. Actually, you don't even need to do a boost jump. I think you can boost from the bottom, actually, if that's easier somehow. Let's give that a go. So from like the second... Oh, I didn't move Floyd over. From like the second block on the bottom, I'm going to try to put Colin down into a boost. And see... Or, sorry, put Floyd into a boost position and see if we can't launch Colin. So we boost from here. And then we're back to just platforming in sync. Here we fall together and jump. This is a boost rope, which again, we see all the time. Very good. This is a boost rope situation, except you don't really need to climb all that fast. You can make it up there before this goes up and down, but I was too slow in this case. So we'll just kind of slowly and leisurely hop up here. Here, I think you can boost to that secret only from the platforms that are raised. So on the very first one, we'll try to launch Colin back. And then here, you actually have to wait a long time. So I kind of burnt through all of my platforms. They do come back over time though. And then this is just a boost rope to the end. You can do this all in one movement if you go slower than I did and you time getting to the top okay. But as you saw, if you leave some of those blocks for yourself to jump back on, you can hop between them to buy yourself some time if you do what I did and you kind of miss time or don't pay attention to what you're doing. Here, the characters can fall together. For some reason, I guess Floyd had a bigger toe than Colin. Normally Colin has big feet in my experience. Whatever the case may be, you can stack them on the same block and have them fall together to catch the secret, and then you can just proceed. I like standing on the third one when I can manage it because it's closer to the right. It's closer to the right and lets you proceed. If you can just fall on that one, you don't have to worry about the block in front of it falling. You don't have to worry about doing anything too fancy to get this. You just fall and go. Here I have to launch Colin. This is kind of the scariest part in the beginning, is having to separate the two characters. But as you saw, Floyd kind of has a lot of time at the bottom here to move from block to block. So if you need to just move him and then focus on Colin, you can do that. And I was actually there and I let myself die trying to demonstrate something. But that's okay. All the more reason to kind of demonstrate what I mean in a little bit more of a separated manner. Except maybe a little too separated. Okay, move Floyd, move Colin, move Floyd, move Colin. That's kind of the idea. If you can separate the two and do individual movements, then you're pretty much right as rain. So we move them both until we boost. Move Floyd, move Colin, move Floyd, move Colin. It is doable that way. I find it to be a bit harder just because I'm a little bit more used to doing them or doing the movements at the same time. But you can do them separately with no real struggle. And that's really what I want to kind of demonstrate whenever possible. So I move them stacked, move Colin in front of Floyd, move Floyd, move Colin, move Floyd, move Colin, move Floyd, move Colin, and I didn't actually move Colin all the way over. But that's kind of the idea. I'll just finish the level now. But if you can't really move them at the same time together, you can kind of compartmentalize like that and move them separately. I had a much better time the first time doing them together, but maybe if I just slow down my focus here, we can do them one at a time. So Floyd, Colin, Floyd, Colin, Floyd, Colin, and we're here. I did kind of start doing them together at the end there, but it's because Colin's movements are a lot more exaggerated than Floyd's. Right, so here, if you've never done this level before, this is basically doing the characters one at a time. So in this case, Floyd needs the rope to get to the center platform, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you can, like, Coyote jump off of this. Oh my god, you can. Okay, never mind. So, I think when most people do this level, they simply put the rope on the beginning here, and then let Floyd use it to get to the middle. However, I think all you need to do is put a rope on this side. And, if you've never heard of Coyote jumping, you can leave platforms and still get a jump off. So you see that I'm very clearly not starting the jump until I'm past the edge of the platform. You can use that to get yourself extra distance in platformers such as this. There's a chance you could even Coyote jump off of this to the very end without the rope. I'm going to try to do that once that saw blade gets out of the way. I don't think it's going to reach, actually. But you might be able to do that. And then all you have to do is get the rope. Now, there is another secret here, except it's not on this side where this slit is. There actually has to be enough room in the level for the teleporter to spawn. But there is a secret if we come over this way. There's a vertical slit. It's a little bit harder to see, but I'll show you. Right. Oh, just kidding. I think I've been had. I've been lied to. I thought that was a secret. Because I found them all once and have forgotten all of their locations. But that's okay. Anyway, that's how you can look for secrets, I guess, if you want to be wrong. But I think to my same point, you can't actually fit the teleporter up there unless it hooked right to the left. Coyote jump. Oh, I hit my head on the ceiling. Anyway, we control Colin. Actually, can I put the rope there? Looks about the same. I did just do this, right? I'm not crazy. I think I need to do like the slightest little jump so I don't hit the ceiling. Okay. We'll go again. I have no idea how I did that before. I think my Coyote jump was way later. Oh, my game's freezing. That's okay. This happens from time to time. Now, there are a lot of like cheesy strategies that you can employ to get through the levels a little bit easier. In the exit, you can actually Coyote jump across the entire level, so you don't ever have to use ropes. I did that on my stream one day. It was guided by Rose, the developer, but using his guidance, he was like, yeah, you can actually Coyote jump that stuff, and I was like, what? We had to see it in action, you know? We're going to here too, provided that I can do it again. I don't know how I managed to do it that very first time, and now I've lost it. Such is the nature of Brave Escape, I guess. I genuinely don't know why I'm not making this jump anymore, though, I'll be honest with you. Well, without the Coyote jump, you can just put a rope here, and your life will be a lot easier, I guess. That's fine. We'll see it through. Some of these cheesy strats also, they might make the game a little bit faster if you don't have to waste time collecting the rope again or whatever. So if you were to do this with a friend, and you each knew your respective responsibilities as far as getting through the level goes, maybe this could shave some time off of the levels with a little bit of cheese. Although I think I'd prefer the rope to be on the top here. There we go. And then out we go. But yeah, so the Coyote jumping is it's a really foreign concept, I'm sure, to a lot of people. Because how often do you find yourself jumping off of a platform to get places? I don't know if you can make this jump. Speaking of Coyote jumping, I don't know if you can make the jump to this platform without a rope. We can certainly try it, because in addition to doing this alone, I like to find efficient ways to do it alone. So if we can just make this jump to this platform, I think if I do jump a bit later, we could maybe make that. was scary. And then I screwed it up. First death for Colin. I don't know if you need a big wind-up like I keep taking, but you do need to jump off the edge of the platform, and apparently before those rocks respawn. If you have good enough timing with making them fall in a way where you can jump with Colin, or with Floyd, then I guess you can get there in one turn. But now that I'm waiting, they'll probably respawn. Oh, but there we go. I finessed it. You might even be able to jump between those two platforms without a rope, but because Colin's just kind of idling there, there's no reason not to give yourself the rope. We continue on. So again, you can jump individually here. It's easier. I've had a little bit too much experience doing this. Oh, and I forgot how this puzzle works. You just have to get the robot across. And then the robot gets the adventurer across. My bad. So you walk off with the robot, you jump with the adventurer. Very good. Here is the common algorithm I keep mentioning where you boost, jump, rope. Of course, you can do it from the button, so it's not a big deal. But the reason that you need to go quick about it is because you want to get Colin to the end to place the rope. And actually, I think the rope needs to go on this side, but it's still reachable from the ground. Out we go. And we're getting close to the end, which is where the fun happens. This level is a bit of a nightmare because of the saws, but like before, you can actually just put both of them on the rope over and over. If you can get them to the rope and do the launch, then you're kind of right as rain. I almost screwed it up there, but 2 more of those. We jump, grab the rope and boost. But we should probably do it when the coast is kind of clear. Because those saws, unlike the beginning ones, move opposite one another, which is a little bit hard to wrap my brain around. Oops. Almost foibled that too. Now, I think you could do the boost from this side if it's easier, but wherever you do it from, you want to make sure that Colin's able to land. Oh, I just started galloping with them for some reason. So it's a lot of just like boost roping and then getting them both to the rope if you're trying to do it safely. Here I think I like to boost rope from the far side. Yeah, there we go. If you want to get the secret, you can do so. Just make sure you fall to the right. And then that's just a clean together jump to the end. There's no boost or rope needed. But you can use a boost and a rope there if it feels like it makes sense to. Moving right along. This is a series of jumps between the saw blades and a boost at the end with a rope. This is actually a platform that Floyd can sit on, so Colin can move the rope for Floyd. A lot of single character interactions here. You can actually see this full ending with both characters, so you could do them one at a time, except I don't think you can get up to where Colin is right now without a boost from Floyd. Now that gets locked in, so we have all the time in the world just to mosey on back. One character at a time. Pretty easy level. I mean, you know, when it comes to split controls, that one's not so bad. Good start. So here we platform all the way to the right, and then at the very right we boost rope, as I've been mentioning this whole time, is like the most common movement in the first half of the game. I haven't played the second half of the game, but I'm pretty sure it probably persists as one of the most common movements. Here we have to boost Colin over the middle and place a rope down for Floyd to get to. There is no time constraint here, so you can just hold Colin You can do the movement with Floyd. You can place the rope. I'm getting their names backwards. You can hold Floyd and you take all the time you need with Colin. And then you just fall with Floyd onto the rope. And then here you just boost Colin. You jump with Colin, I'm pretty sure. You can place a rope. You can jump through here with Floyd. To Colin, I jumped a little too soon. But you can get through that whole area kind of just playing one character at a time. After this initial part where you have to boost them together. So boost Colin, place a rope, jump with Floyd and grab it. I guess you can go a little bit quicker than me and get onto this platform without having to wait for so many back and forths. But even with the back and forths, you can just do this whole part pretty quickly. And apparently you can actually use the bottom to help you. That's easier somehow. Big jump, and we're through. I should have been through this the first time. I apologize, but I guess another go through how that works. This is a boost rope right off the bat. You do it while the saw blade moves away. You're in much healthier shape. And again, I like to have both characters on the rope together. This is just precise jumping. And this is a boost jump at the end. And again, if you just do a big jump with Floyd when something like a buzzer's coming toward him, you can just kind of wait in the air for Colin to reposition stuff. I forgot the rope. You place a rope, get them both on the rope, and then here you climb up, grab the rope, and boost Colin. This is a very common practice. I actually made the rope with Floyd. I didn't think that was happening. Oh, I was a little eager. One character at a time, eh? Like I've been saying. Okay. Both on the rope. That was very clunky, but get up here and grab the rope. Move them both to the left side of this platform. The right side of this platform. Boost rope. All day. Now there is a secret on that level. I'd like to show you actually, since I actually noticed it. We were on level 22. Oh, this is a new file. I just realized, okay, I can't do the level select, but before it gets vertical there, if you fall along the wall, there's a slit that you can find a secret level in. Sorry I can't go back. I forgot that I hadn't completed, that this was a brand new file, so I don't have the level select available to me yet. Okay, now you can do the characters separately here. You can take one through the platforming, put them up here, and take the other one and bring them through the platforming. I'll do that next. You can see that, you know, the whole screen is available, so if you want to just do one character at a time, you are definitely at liberty to do so. I personally kind of like stacking them and trying to keep their movements tight, but they do kind of get separated at times if your inputs aren't completely precise, so it can be a little bit jarring to do that. This is a gather the rope boost. And a pretty tight one at that, because I almost did not make this timing. With Colin, you can just fall to the left here and then jump to the right. You don't need to use any ropes or boosts or anything crazy. This is not a boost jump. I don't know why I'm doing that. I did that to my friend when we played too. Patience would be a virtue here. You jump over here and you boost Colin to the right. I don't know where I went with Floyd just there. You jump, you shimmy, you boost. I didn't shimmy the right way with either character. I think I'm not taking my time. You can definitely take your time, especially in this first area. The movements are a little generous. Boost Colin, put a rope down. I almost didn't grab it. I also forgot to jump with Colin. Why am I doing that? I guess I just like the boost. Don't mind the thumbs downs, by the way. That's mapped to my X key, as you've probably noticed. I like to just press that whenever I die to move things along. Okay, once Floyd is attached, as long as he's at the right height, you can just pay attention to move Colin. And actually, I kind of forgot what the movement was up there, or what happened up there, but you can keep on trucking to the right as Colin once you're through there. Might happen a little bit easier if the rope is on the right side here, which is probably why these platforms are here, to allow you to jump further along. When you're playing by yourself, it's probably a little bit easier to have the rope closer, just so you can shift your focus back to Colin sooner. I don't know why I just turned into a platform there. There we go. I'll put it on the left side, and then I'll pay attention to Colin, and then I'll pay attention to Floyd. Colin will grab the rope and jump through, and then this is just a boost jump rope to the end. Because again, that's like the most common movement you'll have to do. And now comes the fun part. So, I spent a lot of time trying to do this solo. Turns out something you can do, and this is something that the developer was telling me they wish they made an achievement for. You can actually do this level backwards as I'm doing. You can put Floyd on the top and Colin on the bottom. The reason why this isn't normally possible is because you're supposed to use ropes about halfway through the level, which I'll show you in a moment. But you don't need to. If you have excellent Coyote jump time, you can actually get through this next section without any ropes on the top or the bottom. So normally right here is where the ropes will start getting involved, but this jump can be made with a Coyote jump if you jump off of that bottom platform a little bit better than I just did. And the next jump can be made as just a normal jump. I don't even think it's a Coyote jump, or a jump where you're jumping off of the air to the next to the side of a ground or platform. But that very first jump can be Coyote jumped, which means that you don't need to finagle with the ropes in the next section. But I think I'll show you what it looks like when you do use the ropes, just because, well, you might be inclined to do it the normal way. So you can just separate your focus between the characters a little bit here. You do have to get the rope as Colin, of course, which I'm failing to do. But you actually, once you get Floyd to that platform with the saw blade, you can actually just jump to the right, which I was failing to do there. But if you use your rope to get to the saw platform, and you can do that just fine, both characters can just jump to the right without the need to move or use the rope any further. And again, you can do this with a Coyote jump. I'll try to demonstrate that too once we complete the level. Because both methods are useful. If you can manage to do either, then congrats, you beat the level, I guess. But yeah, so on this one, I like to place the rope, hop over this saw blade twice, and then get Floyd over. And then once Floyd is completely safe, Colin can catch up and grab the rope. And then they both just jump to this platform, one after the other. Once you're here, it's just a series of boost rope jumps. If you wait long enough here, you can do, you can get that secret, or that collectible, if you just wait and then boost jump. I was a little bit tight for time, but we did make it. Now I'll try to show you with the Coyote jump too. And then that way we can kind of show that it's possible without the rope. And if you want to be so daring as to try the level with the character switched, you can do that. Now, of course, I can just switch the controls for the characters and do it as I normally would, with Colin on the bottom and Floyd on the top. But trying to actually flip who you're controlling with the controls staying the same is a bit rough for me. Let's try the exit again. But this time we'll try to do the Coyote jump at the bottom and show that you don't need the rope. This may take a little bit of time. Hopefully I can do it in a couple attempts here. Yeah, I apologize for the length of this video. There will be timestamps in the description, because I really don't go back and trim down a lot of my videos. I like just kind of hanging out and recording and chatting. So if you enjoy the experience with me, this is kind of what my streams are like, except I swear a little bit more on my streams than I do on YouTube. But you know, for cozy, hanging out types of videos, you've come to the right place on YouTube here. Right, so let's get this coyote jump nailed. So on that lowest platform as Floyd, once you see the saw blade coming toward you, you can start moving off the platform because that jump takes a while to get there. One of the things I mentioned at the very start of this video is when it comes to prepping your timings for jumps and such, you need to plan how long it's going to take your body to actually get where you're going. So if you're worried about a hazard coming, for example, you want to make sure that you consider the time it takes for you to get to where it's hazardous. So here, for example, the second I see that saw blade catch the side there, I try to go. I probably could have gone even earlier as I saw it hitting the platform, because again, by the time I get there, it will be moving far away, and I won't have to worry about it. But when you fall off that platform that's very, very low, or I guess the ground, that's very, very low to the ground, you want to make sure that you do so pretty late, just so you can get the widest coyote jump possible. Now, I'm kind of going off screen doing these puzzles, because they are kind of the same every time. So if you get the jump heights down, you can kind of just do it really quickly. And find where the buttons are, you know. Some of the buttons you can't reach from the ground, like this one you can reach from the ground. And so you can do the same with this one. But some of these next ones you have to skip into the button first and then get there. This one works from the ground. This one you'd have to bounce into. And I'm a little bit slow, so we won't actually see it. We will actually see it. Alright, let's see if we can't nail this coyote jump. So right when I see the saw blade, I go. And there we go, we caught it. You can just do a full-size jump, actually. I didn't know where it was, so I did a bit of a short jump. But as you can see, you can make it across that platform without ever placing the rope down. And once you get past that saw blade, it's just a full jump off screen to get to the next platform where Floyd is safe. And then you just have to platform with Colin to the next section, and then you're out of there. I will try to capture it though here, just so we can kind of witness the whole thing in motion. So there we go, we park Colin, we wait for the saw blade, we go super late, and apparently not late enough. Oh. Now the one kind of unfortunate thing about trying to do the coyote jump part is that it's 30 seconds into the level. So every time I die it pads the runs, pads the video a little bit longer. But we will get it, don't you worry. Hopefully I don't, whatever, foible a little bit more and walk into the bottom. Full jump to the side, you won't hit the spikes actually at the top. I thought I was gonna, so I hesitated. I don't think you need a coyote jump off the second platform, but of course if you can manage to, it helps. Because that platform is very wide and you're definitely not going to jump over it. So this time I'll try to delay my jump a little bit and hope that it gets me all the way there. So same with these saw blades, whenever you find yourself falling onto saw blades, you have to consider how long it takes you to get there. As part of your timing. That also happens with a lot of different hazards in the game. So there we are, there's a coyote full jump, and we're safe, as you can see. So with Colin, we'll just catch up. Jump to the end. We'll get Floyd to the end. And then we just platform as usual. This time I actually had enough time to get the secret. There I opted to fall into it and leave a block for myself to jump up to and then spring off of. But I think you can actually spring Colin up first and then fall with Floyd to get the secret. And then you can just use the rope from Colin to get up and continue. Now I only unlocked or found the first secret just because the ones I looked at before I didn't go into. But I think I showed where to get most of them. There are 5 total. I think I only saw 3 or 4. But anyway, that's how to get through the Ancient Caves, or a demo, I guess, of getting through the Ancient Caves on split controls. If you found this valuable, please let me know in the comments. I will record one for the next area, should I be able to make it through the entire thing in one video. and I'll give some more tips and tricks about how to control the different characters in all the different areas, what you should be thinking of as far as your movement goes, and everything like that. But I have been Teeter. This has been Brave Escape with split controls for one player. I thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy content like this, please feel free to check out the rest of the content on my YouTube channel, as well as coming on over to my Twitch page, where we play split controls, Brave Escape, and many other games all the time. I thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I hope you take care. Bye now.